is the biggest week of the month for more like the biggest week of the year for IndyCar.
The Mason
Bump day,
500.
correct.
Mm-hmm.
Bump day was yesterday. Alex Palou is on the pole for the Indy 500. There's another pole for Chip Ganassi Racing. They seem to dominate. It just seemed to dominate the uh, qualifying for the Indy 500 year after year after year. Uh, but the moral or the big story coming out of yesterday for Bump Day, Jack Harvey gets the last spot on the grid for the Indy 500 over his teammate Graham Rahal by 7/1000ths of a second. More like 7/1000ths of a mile per hour, which
Yeah,
is
that
insane.
I feel terrible for Graham Rahal. In general, he just hasn't had a good couple of years just because he's always run into stupid problems that really haven't been his fault, or he's been maybe getting caught up in crashes that weren't his fault. I noticed a lot of people online are giving Graham Rahal a lot of flack because he they're comparing him to Marco Andretti. And I know Marco Andretti could race circles around me, but I don't think that's quite a fair comparison. Two, I don't think the Ray Hall, Letterman, Lanigan, or whichever order it is, I don't think they're exactly the strongest car in the field either. So I think he's just having a hard time of it.
Well, they haven't been as strong as they used to be in like 2015, 2016, 2017. I know, when was the last time we saw Rahal win a race? It's been at least 3 years, I think.
It might be longer than that, honestly. And two is he's not going to be happy about that because he hasn't been any too thrilled in the last little while. I saw an interview with him. I believe it was either right before or right after Indy Grand Prix, and he wasn't any too happy with how everything was going. So I can't imagine he's going to be any more relaxed now.
No. I just looked it up, and Rahal's last win, according to Google, is, oh boy, dating back to 2017 in Detroit, Belle Isle.
Yeah, I don't quite put that blame on him.
No. And like you said, their Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan equipment hasn't been the best, especially considering where they were in the mid 2010s, because they were championship competitive for a while, like 2015, 2016, somewhere around there. They could take it up to Penske and Ganassi for a good while and run with those guys. But now Graham Rahal is out of the Indy 500.
Yeah. And you know, something else that happened that was really crazy. Did you see about Tony Kanaan and who else was it? It was somebody that just got into the top 12, but they had the exact same lap time to the 10,000th of a second.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Who
About
was
as close
that?
as you
Tony
get.
Kanaan and who else?
I am not sure.
But I saw it all over Twitter. That was wild.
Something tells me we'll never see that again.
Yeah. I've heard stories of that, but I've never seen it. And then they used the FIA rule of whoever posted it first gets it, which to me in IndyCar, that's not fair.
It's dumb.
Because you only have one car on the track at the same time, and I don't know how they determine that order.
I was going to say, how's that order determined?
That shouldn't be fair. I think they should have a qualifying lap off or whatever you say whatever you call it, like a tiebreaker.
They do a qualifying for the qualifying.
Yeah.
Yes. That
Right, you
would
got
be
to qualify
funny.
to choose where you qualify.
Yeah.
I think that would work. And it's extra racing. It's extra cars on track for fans during the weekend.
But no, I think they do Graham or not Graham Rahal, Tony Kanaan and whoever else it was. I'm gonna look that up because that's gonna bother me.
But yeah, Tony Kanaan, it's his last race this coming weekend. He is hanging up the helmets after this Indy 500. So we will unfortunately no longer see Tony Kanaan on the track. He has been a huge deal in IndyCar for years. This just happened to be a one-off ride with McLaren. So, like I said, this will be his last IndyCar race and last Indy 500, which is such a shame because he is so good at Indy. Could have won a couple more, other than his 2013 championship.
It was him and
But
Takuma Sato.
was it Sato?
Yeah.
Okay. Um,
Yeah, Sato had
yes.
his average speed was 233.098, and then Kanan's was 233.076.
Oh, I'm reading Ed Carpenter.
I could definitely be. Is this another instance where I am wrong?
Is this our stats guy wrong again? Oh dear.
Yeah, here it is 232.620 for both of them.
That was in practice.
That was
right?
in practice?
No, that was qualifying. I think IndyCar has like a form of knockout qualifying, and he had just missed it.
Interesting.
By
Like I said, I don't think we'll ever see that again.
Yeah. What are the odds of that happening?
I think you have a better chance of getting struck by lightning.
Or winning the lottery.
Or both.
That reminds me of this one story. I can't remember the kid's name off the top of my head, but it was this kid. He has a little bit of a following on social media. He's on the autism spectrum, and he's a really good driver. And there was one story of where he races at Watkins Glen, and he had the ability to put in the exact same time over and over and over again, like to the 100th of a second.
It's unreal. That's crazy.
I've never seen anything like that.
Tell you what, that's why we
remembered him.
That's why we watch motorsports, because anything will happen, especially at Indy.
Yeah.
That's why it's the greatest spectacle in racing. Gotta love it. So for Sunday, it looks like it is going to be beautiful. From what my forecast told me, that it looks like it's going to be about 80 degrees with no chance of rain for the Indy 500. Are we sticking with our original picks on for the Indy 500?
Actually, I'm thinking about going with Rosenquist, all European front row, because he needs a win very badly. And what better place to win than at Indianapolis?
I mean, there's no better place. There's no better place to win than Indy.
And it's been very good to Swedish drivers in the last little while.
Last year, Marcus Ericsson, he could be a factor as well. all the Chip Ganassi cars could be a factor. Him, Dixon, and Polo. So it's hard to bet against a Ganassi car for Sunday, but I think I actually am. I think I'm gonna keep my original pick. Actually, no, wait. I did say Dixon, didn't I? Yes, I did.
I can't remember who I picked. If I'm being
I
honest.
think I said Dixon. I think
I said Grosjean, and yeah, you said
You
Dixon.
said-
I remember that much.
yes. I'll actually keep Dixon. I know his luck's always terrible when it comes to race day, but man, it's just hard to bet against the Iceman because he's so good there.
I'm going with Rosenquist, and Ericsson's my dark horse, although he's not really a dark horse. Maybe I should pick another one for my dark horse, a real dark horse. Grosjean.
Okay.
He's starting in the mid pack, I believe it's 15th, but he's been very good this year. And he could sneak up right at the end.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll be honest. As far as my pick goes, I can't remember who I picked last week, but I like Alex Below a lot, and really I think it's going to be difficult to beat any of those guys. So Alex Below, Pato Award, Scott Dixon, I like those guys a lot.
I'm very much looking forward to Indy. People up there always say it's not just an event. It's a tradition. So you gotta cherish those moments. Obviously, it's the Indy 500, and whether you're watching at home or at the track, it's different. You can tell the environment there is different. It's just it's Indianapolis. I mean, there's no better way to put it.
Have y'all ever been?
No,
Not yet.
I want to.
Yeah, I do too. And my dad wants to too at one point. But
Gotta go someday.
two drivers I will say to keep an eye on though. Marcus Ericsson and Felix Rosenquist. Keep an eye on the Swedes.
Yep.
Because both Felix Rosenquist. Felix Rosenquist, he's up there on starting third, and Marcus Ericsson, he's been good lately. And I honestly like him to win the championship.
He's had a really good start to the year, so it'll be exciting to see how he does this weekend for sure.
So keep an eye on the Swedes.
But yeah, I think it's going to be a special Indy 500. Like I said, I picked Dixon, but I also have a sneaking suspicion we're going to see a first-time winner as well.
Yeah,
probably going to be Pato or Polo. But there's only one way to find out, and that is to tune in to Indy 500 on NBC. Coverage starting really early in the morning, as it usually does.
I think
like
it's 11, isn't it?
Coverage starts like 10 or 9, I think.
Oh.
And then the race starts around noonish. Anyway,
if you want to know a secret, I don't really watch the pre-race show. That's when I'm watching Monaco, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's completely fair. That's the thing.
Also, keep an eye on Elio. He's going for his, fifth?
Fifth.
And he's not too far behind. I think he qualified like third or no, maybe 15th, 16th, something like that. So he's not that far.
He definitely could kind of come out of nowhere at the end or something. You never know what's going to happen, and it's happened to him 4 times. Why not 5?
Well, that's exactly what happened with his last one. He came pretty much out of nowhere with the right strategy and got the win for his 4th one.
Can he be the first one to win 5? Tune in next week on Dragon Ball Z, on Racing Ball Z.
I'm not making an animated intro for this, for those of you who are wondering. I don't have the time for that. As fun as it would be, I just don't.
I'm terrible at that stuff.
Yeah, it's not great.
If you want
Anyway,
stick figures in the intro, I'm your man.
I feel that.